Now this question comes up whenever we talk about leadership. Are leaders born or are they made? This question is so inevitable and it has been around for so long now that one would actually expect a consensus on it by now. One way or the other, well, leaders are either born or they're made. But then the debate goes on and it goes on and on and on. It's a never ending debate, despite the vintage of the question. Well, when we are confronted with this question at HR Powerhouse, we have only two things to say. And rest, we leave it to the wisdom of the people who are listening to us. Point number one, we are here in front of you today because we believe that leaders can be made. If you would have believed that leaders are born, you would have just left it to fate and not uh, contributed towards, or rather attempted towards grooming leaders, developing leaders. So obviously we believe that leaders are made. That's why we are in front of you. Point number two is that had leaders been really born in a great country like India, and with the size of the population we have over here, 150 crore plus people, we have not been able to create, or rather, we have not been able to uh, generate uh, leadership, which is worth thinking about uh, on a world scale, on a global scale. It's so sad. One goes abroad, overseas, and to developing countries, to developed countries especially, and you try and recount the names of the leaders who have made some impact on the global scenario, uh, from the developing world or from the underdeveloped world. And there's barely, 10, 15, 20 names which come to the mind. And then again, a double whammy is that when you come up with these names, the people who are there are blank. I mean, they just know a couple of them. I would name the leaders over here. I would also not like to, get into eulogizing the developed world and criticizing the underdeveloped or the developing world. It's not about that. It's about the focus. It's about the mindset. The focus I've noticed over here in most of the B schools and most of the higher education learning institutes. Uh, Most of the thrust is on developing managers. It's about managers, it's about managers. What are you doing? Okay, we are producing great managers, excellent managers. Nobody speaks about developing leaders. We should understand that managers cannot be, all managers cannot be leaders. But if you target to produce a leader out of your institute, that leader is going to be definitely a manager. So, in short, all managers can't be leaders, but all leaders are naturally managers. So aim for perfection, you will fall in the ballpark of excellence at least. So if you're not able to create a leader, at least you'll create some excellent managers in that process. And that's where exactly we are coming from. That leaders are definitely made. There may be some born leaders, I don't know. I don't want to comment on that. But our premise, our total premise and our total offering is based on that. That leaders are definitely made. And that's what we are trying to do, so that at least our next generation is able to boast of a great country which has produced great leaders. Because any country which has really developed over the last century has been that country which has been able to throw up maximum number of leaders, whether they are industrial leaders, whether they are corporate leaders, whether they are political leaders, whether they are social leaders. So any kind of leadership, when it has happened, any kind of country which has really arrived, and really come on the global scene as the leader, has been a country which has actually produced the largest number of leaders. So we should focus on that without any doubts. And in the next series, we'll be meeting we'll be talking about how to develop leaders exactly. What is the methodology to develop leaders? Because it can be done, and now we will make it happen.
Thank you.